welcome back to Bloons Go Boom, your one-stop on the internet for all of your monkeys popping balloons nonsense. Today we continue our series where the spookiest maps on the hardest difficulties, and today is no different. We will be doing Carved on Impoppable, so let's dive right in. Just like in the hard and the alternate balloons rounds, we will be using Sauda as our hero. We're going to place her a little lower on the map than we did in the last two, mainly because we don't want to utilize this space up here for any of our popping ability, because on Impoppable, just like on Chimps, we only get one heart. So we want to make sure that Sauda's popping earlier. As we send in these first couple waves, Sauda's going to pop them pretty easily because she is so fast with her Viking axes. And as she gets us started, we are doing this series because, of course, it is that time of year. It is Halloween. So let me know, are you celebrating this weekend? Are you celebrating on Halloween night, just trick-or-treating? What are you doing? What is your costume like? I want to hear from all of you guys, see what y'all are doing for the holiday. Now let's get our Monkey Buccaneer up to a crow's nest, and that'll give them camo detection as well, so that Sauda doesn't have to handle all of the camo on her own, even though she could. And the next thing we're going to do now that we're around 10 is we are going to start our economy. We are going to get a farm started once we have the funds to do so. It does take a few rounds, and Impoppable does not give you a ton of cash, even though you've got quite a few balloons to mess with. That's why it's so critical to get a farm early on Impoppable, because unless you don't, or if you don't, it will be impossible. That's where they get the name from. And while we wait to get the funds for that, I wanted to give a huge thank you to all the people that have started subscribing to the channel since we started it. It's made this channel grow very quickly. Our video counts, our views are going way through the roof. Almost overnight, it feels like. So wanted to say a huge thank you if you have subscribed, and if you haven't, make sure to join in, because this is your one-stop shop for all of the balloon popping nonsense all over the internet. But enough of my rambling, begging you to subscribe. We now have enough for our first banana farm. We're going to put it over here on the left-hand side because I don't use the outside of the pumpkin very much for anything super important. We're going to increase the production, giving us 2 more candy corns. Let's do it one more time before we do any other upgrades. We are getting a little bit closer on some of these than I would like to. They're getting a little farther into the carving smile. So let's give Grape Shot to our Monkey Buck. And hey, I do have the ability to name some of my monkeys. You've probably seen me do that before with the Thumbtack, with the with the Monkey Ace as Maverick. Let me know what a good name for my Monkey Buccaneer is in the comments below. I will be putting the best monkey name for the Buccaneer. I will be naming it that, and our first one will always have that name on it. So let me know in the comments what you think we should start naming our Monkey Buccaneer. We did do Hot Shot on this as well, so it can pop lead balloons. But next thing I want to do is I want to get this up to a marketplace, so I'm not just accidentally leaving candy corns here on the side. Only issue with that, though, it does take quite a bit of money compared to the 2700 or even the 2240 when you use Monkey Village. Having it on Impoppable difficulty, 3240. It's one of the most expensive marketplaces we purchase in the game, but we've got it regardless. But you'll see, you start this economy, or you get to this point so much later than in any other game mode. And now that we've got a Moab right around the corner on round 40, it does feel like we might have been a little behind the 8 ball, but now that we've got it going and got that rolling, we are doing A-okay. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to get our flower child. We're going to put them down here on the tooth of the mouth, right where we put a lot of our cannons from the last run we did. If you didn't see that alternate balloon rounds where we only used cannons as our attacking ones, we used a little bit for economy and the village, but our cannons was our primary way of popping balloons. We had a great time with that. Go check that video out, it's on the channel. Our flower child, we are going to go 2-3-0 pathing, giving us the Druid of the Jungle, the thorns all over the map. Massive help for us all the time. Next thing we're going to do, we have to make sure we've got enough power. So we're going to use our Thumbtack. And we are going to 0203. And then we're going to do this overdrive as well the moment we can, and that is going to give us enough popping power to get through this first Moab, I hope. Next thing we're going to do though is we are going to do another Monkey Buccaneer. You can see it's always the first one that you get the ability to name. It's never the second one, even if you haven't named it yet in any game mode, but then the first one that's laid down is always called what you've named it. So I name mine the Thumbtack, use our ability, and finish off round 40. Super easy. And now that we've made it through that, let's put some more economy out there. Let's get some more banana farms rolling. And you know what? I'm just going to open up that naming challenge to any monkey that you guys think I should have named that I don't already. Let me know what you believe I should name it. If you see it in a video that I don't have, like my Druid monkey named, I don't have my banana farm named, if you come up with a creative enough name, let's see if we can't get it in the game. So let me know in the comments what you think I should name any of my monkeys. Alright, now that we've got two economies, we want a merchantman here and we want a cannon ship here. We're going to separate the path here. They're going to be two different pathings. One of them for money and one of them for attacking power. And now you can see we're starting to get money at a pretty good clip, but you know what? I'm like Scrooge McDuck. It's just not fast enough for me yet. So we're going to keep building an economy and building an economy until we have all the money that it doesn't feel like Impoppable is anything short of easy mode. Next things next, before we get to round 50, I want to put down a dart monkey. Yes, the lonely little dart monkey, and I'm going to do a cross path. I'm not a cross path. I'm going to do a 0 to 5 pathing is the goal here. So we are going to go all the way up to 4, and eventually I do want to get this crossbow master. I think it's one of the cheapest, most powerful towers in the game. The power per dollar that it spits out is absolutely amazing because it is so cheap. If you watched our boss video on the last boss event for Blastopopolis, that you saw how important that crossbow master was to the first couple tiers of that boss. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's on the channel right now. Alright, so we've got 4 banana farms. We've got a Thumbtack. We've got our Druid. We've got quite a few different things helping us out here. So let's do favor trades. The reason we're doing that is because, one, it makes the sell value of everything in the tier higher, but more importantly than that, it increases the amount of money we get per round. Also, it allows us to help and get this monkey pirate, which gives us the ability to drag down Moab class balloons. If you have not used this ability, it is one of the most fun in the game. You just get to grab these big blimp balloons and take them down to the deep depths of the pirate ship. Diving through round 55, no problem. We are going to let this run for just a moment because the thing that I want to get right now is this crossbow master. That's the next thing I want to do, as long as they don't get too far into the pumpkin carving. Did you carve a pumpkin this year? Because I did not. Last time I carved a pumpkin, I did the Toon Squad logo on it from Looney Tunes Space Jam. That's the last time I remember carving a pumpkin. Alright, we've got enough for our crossbow master. Because it's got this super long range, very, very fast shooting, and it's got the ability to do those critical shots, and you're going to see how quick those critical shots come up. This is a perfect monkey to do around like Impoppable or even chimps because it's so cost effective and it spits out a lot of damage quickly. Alright, and that's going to take us through a few rounds here. We've already passed round 6 here. Our first BBF is down. Oh, here comes quite a few more, but the Druid takes care of all of those. And I am going to put a safety blanket up here at the top. We are going to do long reach, smart spikes, fast production, even faster production, and the long laugh and deadly spikes. So the reason I did that pathing is because these spikes will stay the longest of any other cross path of spikes, and there will be more. So essentially, if anything gets through the smile and back, there's more damage here waiting for it than any other typing. That's why it's kind of, like I said, my emergency plan. drag one of those Moabs down. Okay, we're up to almost 18,000. We've got a bit of money left and we've got quite a few rounds to get through here. So let's upgrade one of these to a central market. Can't say we're going to do that with all of them, but we are going to do that with at least one more. Let me know if you've already black bordered this map. It is one of the beginner difficulty maps, so it's not super hard, but it does have its own challenges, very little water space. Let me know if you've black bordered this one or if there's a difficulty that's giving you trouble, whether that be deflation, reverse, or chimps or impoppable. I also think half cash is one of the most difficult game modes out there, because even when you build up a good economy, these are still giving 10 cash, 35 cash for the central market. It's very difficult. Let's upgrade another central market here. Through round 70, I have a lot of confidence that this one's gonna work and this is gonna be a very clean run for us, but you never know. We are almost to the point where we can get a trade empire. The big reason I want a trade empire, the tier 5 here, is just the increased economy it gives and the damage it does. Most people, you forget that increasing this one to a trade empire does increase the damage output from this monkey buccaneer as well as the money it's gaining. So as we go through, we're not flooding the screen with a bunch of tier 2 and 3 monkey towers. We want to make sure that we've got tier 5 towers wherever possible. And doing this one first, well, yes, the power will help us out for a few more rounds. The economy will help us out even more than that. And that's why we're doing that one first. Or I shouldn't say it's our first tier 5. Our Dart Monkey was our first tier 5. Quite a few Moabs coming down. And the Monkey Buccaneer, if you've never used that ability before, it does target the biggest Moab it can pull down and the healthiest. So say there's a blue and a blue fortified Moab, then it's going to pull down the fortified one because it can. But this ability cannot go any higher than a BBF, or a fortified BBF, I should say. But when we get up to a Pirate Lord, it can take on even stronger Moab class balloons, including the DDT and the ZOMG. Nothing can bring down a bad except a Paragon Monkey. I don't even know that can pull down a bad. If you've done that before and you remember, let me know, because I think that the ability can't pull a bad, but it can break it pretty easily and pull everything that the bad reproduces. But if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. I love being told I'm wrong. That's why I'm married. Just kidding. Alright, pull down that fortified red. Now we're on round 80. We've got 3 tier 5 towers taking it down and a tier 5 ability to be able to utilize and yank that down to the deep dark depths. Now at this point, in some games, if I was going for a high round, I would probably still, use this 18,000 that we've gotten to upgrade these again so that I have an economy rolling out. Since we're only going to round 100 to get through the bad round and to get our Insta Monkey, and I don't want this video to be 4 hours long for you guys, we're gonna sell these off at 90, so I'm not gonna purchase any more upgrades for them. We're just gonna focus on letting them get whatever money they can, and we're gonna use that in the best way we know how. Right now, that is going to be upgrading to a tier 5 Spirit of the Forest. If you've ever seen a video on this channel, if you've seen all of them on this channel, you know I've got one real good theme on this, is I love the Spirit of the Forest. I love my little flower child and the thorns that it produces, because I think it's one of the strongest tier 5 abilities when you're getting into the 90 to 100 range. I know it probably jumps off after that. The damage per second isn't as good as some other tier 5s, but for the cost of only 42,000 on Impoppable, these thorns have such great damage, and they go on the entire track. They damage DDTs, they damage camo balloons, they damage everything. They damage ZOMGs and bads consistently as they go, and I love that the balloons coming against us are always under siege and under attack. So this round is no different. Maybe one day I'll take it out of my strategy and I won't show it to you guys on every single video, but today is not that day. Let's go tier tier 5 tax zone just to get the extra damage. And now we've got all tier 5s except for our spike mine over here. We're not going to take this one to tier 5 because I don't think it's going to be super necessary. So we are going to add in more towers now. Next one I'm actually going to add a glue gunner here at the beginning, because through update 45 I've seen that it has actually been significantly upgraded on this top pathing, the glue soak, the glue dissolver. So that's the one we're going to do because it has been significantly buffed and it is very fun to play with. So let's go all the way up to tier 4 there, and then let's use the bigger globs and glue splatter so it goes over more balloons. And then we're almost around 27,000, so there we go, balloon solver. Now that we're up through round 90, because you saw those DDTs come out, let's go ahead and sell off our economy at the moment. I'm not going to touch our trade empire, mainly because it does, pretty good damage and it's going to keep us rolling here for a little bit. But now that we've got 60-some thousand to play with, what we're going to do is we're going to put a helicopter. Actually, not a helicopter, I'm sorry, the Monkey Ace. We're going to put my Maverick out here. One of my favorite pathings in the entire game is the Spectre, and then we're going to do the Spy Plane because we don't have a monkey village to give us camo detection, so we want to make sure the individual has the detection. This is one of my favorites, and then the helicopter that I was about to say. It is in my logo. It is the Apache Prime Dark Ship. That is one of my absolute favorites. If we get enough money between now and the end of the game, we'll put it out there for you guys. We have it in a couple of other videos. Super, super cool. I love the Monkey Prime, the Apache Prime Dark Ship. But there we go, 96, round 97. 98. Use that ability, drag as many as we can down. Here is the Apache Prime. There go those DDTs. You see they all seem to die out, and there's a couple reasons for that right around here, but these dark blue thorns do the most damage. These kind of light green ones, then the green, then the dark blue. There's 3 different levels of damage that they do. And I just talked all the way through the round 100 BAD round, but we got our Dartling Monkey, Insta Monkey, and there we go. There's our medal. And we are all finished up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, and we will be seeing you guys next time.